Safety Culture Survey Data by Maya and Ryzen. So the survey results that were shown to us, so male and female, males were about 91 of the 108, and then females were about 100 or 16 of the 108. Others was one. Most of the reports came from seniors and the CFI along with the staff. So first years had about 12, sophomores 15, juniors 14, seniors 27, CFIs 19, staff and faculty 18, others 3. So first years kind of were lacking. I mean, they were just first introduced into the safety program, so that makes sense a little bit. Juniors did take a little fall from sophomores, but they can turn around next year. And then next slide.
All right, so to start off, based off of these results, we concluded that the pilots are aware that the safety reporting system put in place, and it is easily accessible to the reports. It's just the lack of urgency to report, and this could be out of fear of getting punished or some sort of flight restriction or some sort of punishment. And that's what we've kind of concluded based off of these. You can see like flight students can report safety discrepancies without fear of negative repercussions. That one was high, but um, overall, it's just like it's more of a lack of reporting than the actual knowledge that there is a reporting system put into place. So next slide. So based on these results, we can see the desire for aviation administration to make money. Could be an example of a primary trap of self-interest, which is what we learned about in class. Also learned in class is this is an example of production versus protection. There's always going to be risk when managing an airport, so the goal is to be able to balance the production and protection. We can see from these results that leadership roles may need to be reviewed a little bit. The problem isn't how safe the planes or check rides or procedures are, it's the overall intentions of the higher up management. Um, Not saying that higher up management is just seeking money, but it's just seen this a little bit through the results of this. So, next slide. And then we can see, based off of these results, that pilots have faith in each other's flying capabilities and safety of flight, but are not willing to disclose information that could potentially revoke their medical certificate. And this makes us wonder how we can make pilots feel safe sharing their mental health without making them feel threatened of losing their medical. Similar to safety reporting discussed in class, the what is more important than the who. So, when talking about mental health symptoms, we should be more concerned about what could potentially be causing the issues rather than who has them. And so, pilots have been known for being able to hide their mental health pretty well. So, instead of seeking out each pilot and which pilot might be having some sort of mental health issues or anxiety issues, we should be seeking out some solutions to help them and then make them feel safe to speak out and seek help without fear of losing that medical or flight restrictions or anything like that. Similar to the safety reporting from before, like instead of punishment, it's just more safety training or safety classes instead of just an automatic suspension or flight restrictions. Next slide. So
So
some things we came across for the reports were learning through example. So we just saw like a few of these saying like if the instructors do it, then the students will do it. And doing more flight and ground sessions with different instructors because we learn through different instructors and who we see around at the airport. Teaching the department should teach students how to use the defrost spray prior to departure. So just teaching the students how to do things through CFI or higher up administration, and each student can learn through example. I know, like as myself coming into as a freshman, I looked up the CFIs, and when they did something, thought that it was okay for me to do it. So you kind of learn by what you see, and if our CFIs play a good role, then we're gonna end up being like that, and being able to show the incoming freshmen how to stay safe and get their training in.
Then after that's the remove stigma of safety reporting. There was a couple on the Excel file that there was a stigma to it of like, and by stigma I mean bad stigma, not a good one. And people are afraid to report because you might be pushing down another pilot. By that I mean basically tattletaling another pilot. That's how some people believe safety reporting is, and what they don't understand is that we care more about the what and not the who, as Maya said earlier, and it's that stigma needs to be erased, but it needs to be erased in a good way, and it needs to be shown to people that we care more about the what and not the who did it.
And then moving on to attitude, which is pretty self-explanatory, but just having a positive attitude at the airport. One of the reports on the Excel simply said, "Keep up the good work." I think people don't realize what something small like that could impact somebody by. Like, I know for myself, if I get positive feedback, it gives me more reason to keep training, staying safe, and keep up my studying and all that. And so just making sure you're positive, and even if somebody's in the wrong or potentially did something they weren't supposed to do, just getting that positive feedback instead of going straight to a negative outlook on things. Again, with safety reporting, they look at non-punitive like responses, and so staying positive. And then another report in the Excel said like recommending CFIs fully review their students' attitude and readiness before flight, because a lot of flight has to do with your attitude, as we learn by our hazardous attitudes. And so making sure that we're aware if we should be flying overall, and going over your checklist, like I'm safe, or your I'm safe checklists and your hazardous attitudes, making sure you're eliminating any potential hazard just off of whether we feel mentally capable of flying that day or doing whatever we need to do that day. Just being aware of yourself and staying positive and recognizing it.
And then finally, the ins and outs of safety. By that, we mean just simply the safety reporting process and how to actually do it. There are QR codes around Babka, but some people simply just do not really know about it. And as going back as well, that there is that stigma of safety reporting. So some people don't feel as though they should, and some people feel as though that they don't even know how to do it to begin with. Those are pretty much the themes across the data. In conclusion, our safety reporting has gotten better over the years. There's always room for improvement. And as it grows and our seminars grow of just the safety reporting process in whole, along with our new system, another year under that, safety reporting process will continue to grow and become better, and that stigma will be erased at some point.